Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today I am here to finally confirm all the secret rares from Fusion Strike. The set list is now out there. It is official. We have the scans. We know exactly which cards are in Fusion Strike, and I can confirm that although it is close, this is the fewest amount of secret rares that we've had since we went to the new style in Battle Styles. Battle Styles was when we introduced all of those alternate arts, etc., and it went a little bit nutty. There's only a couple less than we saw in Battle Styles, but there are still fewer than in there, so it totally counts. So, there are also, as I mentioned, that there were probably going to be some that frankly don't really fit in this set naturally at all, but they had nowhere else to go. And we might as well start off there with Celebi V. This is the alternate art version, and Celebi V doesn't really make a huge amount of sense, if I'm honest with you. This is the Celebi from Chilling Reign, and it shouldn't be in this set, it should have been in Chilling Reign. But the fact of the matter is, it was a box topper over in Japan. Maybe at one point the Pokemon Company had other plans for it, maybe they didn't. However it ended up coming out, it's ended up being in here. And you know what? I am totally okay with it, because this artwork is beautiful. The card's not good, but the artwork is beautiful. So Serena V is a new card that does go and get itself a full art version, 2 energy, 20 damage, plus discard any number of your bench, doing 40 more for each Pokemon you discarded. For only 2 energy, there is potential that is pretty good. We then have a full art of Chandelure V, which has Poltergeist, 40 damage for each trainer card in your opponent's hand. I desperately want this to be good. We've got a full art of Crabominable V. I do like discarding the top 2 cards of my opponent's deck, but mostly free energy, 90 plus 60 more for each damage counter on there. You know that Inteleon decks are going to be absolutely all over this because they're dropping extra damage counters and a lot of them are playing water energy anyway. You better believe they are going to want to play Crabominable. Now we have a full art of Boltund V. I'm going to be honest with you, it's not as good as the other Boltund V. Now, to be fair, this does have a regulation mark of E rather than D, so it will last in the format for a year longer, but make no mistake about it, this is the worst Boltund V, it's just a lovely full art. Now, Mew V gets both a full art and a special art, and to be fair, Mew V does have a nice little attack, 2 energy, 70 damage, and you can shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck, bearing in mind that Mew VMAX copies the attacks of your bench Fusion Strike Pokemon. So yes, this can be useful in that regard, but mostly I'm just kind of bowled over by the special art. Now Sandaconda V is another special art that honestly doesn't make a huge amount of sense. It was another box topper. It was another card that was supposed to be in Chilling Reign, or I suppose to put it more accurately, it would have made more sense for it to be in Chilling Reign, because that's where the regular version was. But the fact of the matter is, it's found its way out over here, and it's kind of lovely. It's no Celebi, don't get me wrong, it's not in the same level as Celebi, but it's nice that we do finally get Sandaconda. It's not the same as having it in Chilling Reign, but at least we've got it now. Hooper does get itself a full art, and something important about Hooper, it is both a Psychic and a Darkness type Pokemon, so that's hitting a couple of very good weaknesses. Genesect gets both a full art and an alternate art. Firstly, the alternate art is amazing, it's breakdancing for the entertainment of a Smeargle, but also it's got that ridiculous ability that lets you draw until you got as many cards in your hand as you have Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. To put it bluntly, that means, assuming you've got a full bench of Fusion Strike Pokemon, drawing until you got 6 cards in your hand, 4 times in your turn. Yowza. Decent attack too. Now, Greedent does get a full art and an alternate art, and I'll be honest with you, of all the alternate art Vs, this is the best. Come at me in the comment section. I'm a huge fan of Greedent VMAX. Greedent V, I do like free energy, 120 draw free cards, and I especially like that the actual name of the attack is Nom 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 Incisors, but mostly here it's just King Greedent being carried by a bunch of Squavit that makes me very happy indeed. Now, we know at this stage that all of those supporter cards are going to be coming around with both full art and rainbow rare versions, so we might as well show them at the same time. We've got Chili and Silent and Cress, and I am delighted that the three of them are finally on one card together, and I do think the artwork here is great. Search your deck for 3 Fusion Strike Pokemon and put them into your hand. If Genesect wasn't a thing, I would be sad I was giving up my draw supporter for the turn, but since it is a thing, this seems like it can get you multiple Genesect and just get you drawing a redonkulous amount of cards, which I like. Dancer is here as well. That's the best I can say about it. Draw 2 cards. If you go second and it's your first turn, draw 3 more. Way too situational to take seriously. Elisa Sparkle, it has the best of the artwork of all of these supporter cards. Again, come at me in the comments if you disagree, but as always, to be nice. And here you choose up to 2 of your Fusion Strike Pokemon, and for each of them, you search your deck for a Fusion Strike energy and attach it to them. Great for getting your energy out onto your Fusion Strike Pokemon, plus Elisa's popular and its phenomenal artwork. Expect this to be a very sought after card. Now, Schoolboy was cut from Evolving Skies, that's where it should naturally have sat. Schoolboy's back, you draw 2 cards, but if your opponent's got 1, 3, or 5 prize cards remaining, you draw 2 more. Way too easy for your opponent to play around, don't take it seriously. Similarly, Schoolgirl should have been in Evolving Skies, but was cut for this set. Similarly, Schoolgirl, unfortunately, is not a card you can take seriously, because it's the opposite of Schoolboy. You draw 2 cards, but then if your opponent's got 2, 4, or 6 prize cards remaining, you draw 2 more. But again, it's way too easy for your opponent to just cripple your draw engine if you're relying on this, so don't. Shauna is finally back. Everybody loves Shauna for good reason. Firstly, Shauna's a popular character, but also Shauna is a Shuffle Draw 5. And it's not amazing. Shuffle Draw 5 is not some stunning card. It is not going to replace Professor's Research, and it's probably not going to end up replacing Marnie either, because Marnie's also got the disruption aspect going on, but that's not really the point. What Shauna has pretty much always been is an extra. I need another half-decent draw card. Hey, look, I'll use Shauna, and that really is it. Sydney comes along here with first ever proper card. Your opponent reveals their hand and discard up to 2 in any combination of Pokemon Tool, Special Energy, and Stadium. It's not a stunning card, but in a disruption deck, oh, people are going to love it. Moving over into the VMAXs, we've got, it's a bit of a mishmash, I'll be honest with you, because some have got rainbow rares and some have got special arts, and it's all a bit of a mishmash. Let me explain. So Chandelure was just in Fusion Arts in Japan. It comes through just as a rainbow rare. I mean, to be fair, right, your opponent can't play tools is nice, but I love Poltergeist 70 damage Freeze Trainer card in your opponent's hand. Interesting to note, they have not fixed the issue from last time. The artwork is still technically incorrect on Chandelure. Inteleon VMAX comes through with a special art, but does not have a rainbow rare, because it wasn't in a set. It was in its own VMAX deck over in Japan, which did have special art seeded roughly 1 in 10, but there were no rainbow rares, so we don't get one. It's actually a really good card. You can discard a water energy from your hand to put 2 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, and then 140 for 2 energy really ain't bad. Boltund VMAX gets a rainbow rare only, and it's like a big version of the Boltund from Rebel Clash. 30 damage plus 30 more for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. 230 for free energy. It's a standard Pokemon VMAX, honestly. It will 1-hit KO Pokemon V and 2-hit KO VMAXs. That's what it does. Mew VMAX comes through as the only VMAX in the entire set that has both a rainbow rare and a full art. And largely here, we're excited about Cross Fusion Strike. Choose one of your benched Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. No, you do not need the correct energy because it doesn't tell you do. So all of this can be done for just a double colorless energy, which is clearly ridiculous. I mean, I know double colorless doesn't exist as its own card anymore, but it's just 2 colorless energy and you're good to go. The main attack is uninspiring, but it does hit through any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so at least they can't try to block you. Love how British the alternate artwork is here with your foam boxes and double-decker buses and and taxis, proper taxis, all very British, quite frankly. We've then got ourselves Espeon VMAX, which again, it makes no sense. And I told you I didn't think this was going to be in the set, because it didn't make sense. And I stand by that it doesn't make sense, although it is very obviously now clearly in the set. I am still absolutely convinced that this was going to be in its own product, and then that product got cancelled for whatever reason, and then they ended up popping it just in this set because they needed somewhere to put it. It does not make sense to just cut the alternate art Espeon. I've said it before, and I'll probably say it many more times. It does, however, have a really nice ability that prevents all effective attacks other than damage, because damage isn't an effect, to all of your Pokemon with energy attached. That's a really nice ability. Plus, Max Mindstorm can punish your opponent for attaching lots of energy. Gengar VMAX also comes along with an alternate art, but no Rainbow Rare, because again, like we saw with Inteleon, it was in its own VMAX deck over in Japan, and although 1 in 10 of those decks, roughly, did have the alternate art seeded in, there's no such thing as Rainbow Rare Gengar VMAX, so we were never going to get it. It is a phenomenal card that does 60 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon V and Pokemon GX in play. It has seen a bunch of play and success in Japan, and it did slow down a bit after a ridiculous start, but this has so much potential. And then Green and VMAX unfortunately only gets a Rainbow Rare. Really sad, because the V got an alternate art I really wanted the VMAX to. But the VMAX, 2 energy, 30 damage, if you KO a basic, take 2 more prizes, and then 3 energy, 160, draw 3 cards. I can't tell you Greedent is going to be amazing, I don't know, but I absolutely can tell you there is so much potential, it's a little bit silly. Moving over into the gold cards, we've got a gold reprint of Flaffy that came around in Evolving Skies. It's got Dynamotor, which means you can attach extra energy, and that's lovely. The problem is, the regular artwork of this was by Okacheke, so I was never going to want the gold card. Power Tablet is actually a new card from Fusion Strike, which comes through here as a gold card as well. It lets your Fusion Strike Pokemon do an extra 30 damage this turn. It's clearly ridiculous. It is going to be a staple in Fusion Strike decks, so having a gold version of it is rather lovely. Training Court actually comes back as a gold stadium after quite a gap, to be honest with you. It originally came around in Rebel Clash, so that's been a little while. Now we got a gold version, and that's rather lovely. And then we got gold versions of Grass and Fire Energy, because we always get some gold energy in the set. So now we get Grass and Fire. If anyone's wondering, the Fire Energy is essentially because of Chandelure, and the Grass Energy is nominally because of Serena. Although, yeah, they are kind of clutching at straws at that one. Remember, Celebi doesn't count because Celebi was never supposed to be in this set. So there we go. That's all the secret rares. There's not as many as there have been. Literally, this has got fewer than Battle Styles. That means that although the pull rates for secret rares are probably going to be about the same, because there's fewer of them, each of them is going to be easier to pull, and that is a very, very good thing indeed. So it is actually going to be easier to get hold of these than we have seen in previous sets. No, they don't all completely make sense. Celebi, Sandaconda, and Espeon were clearly not supposed to be in this set, but this is a classic case of it's the end of year 2 of the Sword and Shield block. We've got these cards hanging over. They need to go somewhere. Hey, why don't we pop them in Fusion Strike? But either way, this is absolutely amazing, and we should all be rather happy because these cards are great. Now, I am going to tell you to pick your favourite in the comment section. For me, I really want that alternate art Green and V. It's personally a card I love, but the artwork is also absolutely stunning. I am also a fan of the full art Elisa's Radiant, and to be fair, that Celebi might not be a good card, but man, the alternate art is absolutely beautiful. And I suppose full art Chandelure, just because I'm a little bit of a Chandelure fanboy. And why not? Because Chandelure is awesome. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's over to you guys. What do you think about this having fewer secret rares than any set since we went to the new style in battle styles? Which of these is your favourite? Which ones do you want to pull? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, or you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.